Speaking of dreams, let me introduce you to our speaker tonight, who has successfully achieved his. First, let me tell you a little bit about him. He's a graduate of the University of Southern California with a degree in sociology. In fact, he's the first member of his family to earn a college degree. During his 5 years at USC, he won 4 Rose Bowls and 2 national championships as a linebacker for the Trojans. He was then drafted to the NFL by Jacksonville Jaguars in 2008. He then went on to play with the Seattle Seahawks, any fan? New England Patriots, I know you, Katie, you're a fan of Buffalo Bills, and Carolina Panthers. He is now a published author, public speaker, guest lecturer, TV sports analyst, and an NFL player engagement ambassador. In 2014, he became a published author of Permission to Dream. He recently finished his second book and will be released this July, entitled The Relentless Pursuit of Greatness, where he talks about helping college athletes to prepare for life after sports. He travels across the world to visit various organizations and corporations, spreading his knowledge, leadership, and passion. His goal is to focus on educating and inspiring the world and having a positive impact to people. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure and honor to introduce you, Mr. Thomas Ray Williams.
How's everybody doing? It's a bright light, so I gotta kind of adjust up here. Great, all right. You've heard some amazing stories. You guys all should be proud of yourselves. I'm inspired and touched by the ones that I've heard. So tonight, celebrating your personal achievement throughout your life. That's why we're all here, every single one of us. Leandro, thank you very much for that amazing introduction. Thank you, Kim Owens, Lindsay Roberts, Carrie Sherling, the Board of Europe, and all the other supporters who helped the success of this wonderful organization. Please give yourselves a round of applause. I also want to acknowledge parents, families, and friends of everyone who's graduating today. We all know that you played a major role in getting the Year Up students to this point. Please give yourselves a round of applause as well. To Class 2, congratulations. You have made it. Come on, you got to do better than that. I see you all the way in the back. Come on, give them some love. All right, I'm very excited to be your commencement speaker for 2016. At the beginning of this year, I was introduced to Year Up, and over the past few months, I've had the opportunity to work with some of your peers. Whether it was a workshop or talking about making your past jealous of your future or working on the game plan for what's next in your life, I've enjoyed every single moment. And yes, while we're here tonight to celebrate you graduating from Year Up, I want you to recognize something bigger. I want you to recognize something else, something greater. We're not here for tonight. We're here for a bigger reason than that. We are here to celebrate who you have become. See, over the course of my life, I've understood a lot about success. I've learned what it looks like, what failures feel like, how to accomplish goals, and how to overcome obstacles that get in your way. The most important aspect of success that I've really understood is that success isn't about what you accomplish. Success is about who you become. You see, this moment will pass and the feeling of this celebration will fade away, just like some of the filters you use on Instagram. But one thing that will remain is you. My hope for you is that you will always remember the work that you put in, the dedication, and your commitment to see this through. Tonight you might party, eat good food, and enjoy the company of your friends and family, and then something will happen, whether it's tomorrow, next week, or next month. A feeling that every single person experiences after they accomplish something. That feeling of, I've made it, I've arrived. If you say that, you'll be correct. You have made it. You have arrived. But you've only arrived to this moment, to this point. This is a benchmark and a checkpoint in your life. Your work isn't finished because you graduated. Your work has just begun. You ask or think to yourself, well, how do you know? In 2003, when I arrived at USC, I too thought I had arrived. I stepped onto campus and I was in for a rude awakening. If you want to talk about unfulfilled expectations, I thought I was going to be greeted by fans, coaches, and some of my teammates because I had arrived. Not only did that not happen, but one of my coaches reminded me that this was just the beginning. That day in the hallway, he said, Thomas, how's your flight? I said, it was good. The big old smile on my face. He responded, all right, recruiting is over. It's time to get to work. Thinking to myself, what is he saying? I mean, didn't I get here? Aren't I the one that you've been waiting for to win national championships? But I guess I wasn't, because I thought that all the hard work was behind me and that life was about to become on cruise control and I could just coast. If that wasn't enough of a wake-up call, I was about to get another slice of humble pie. After my run-in with my coach, I headed down to the locker room and I found my locker and saw a pile of clothes. I thought, yep, those are the clothes that are going to solidify my value as a USC football player. But I unfolded the clothes and everything was blank. It was a blank shirt, blank shorts, no USC logo anywhere. So I went down to complain to the equipment manager and I told him, these are not my clothes. There must be a mistake. He looked at me and he said, nope, these are your clothes, all right. You don't get the USC logo just yet. You have to earn the USC logo. I didn't understand that at the time because I thought that my yesterdays could get me to my tomorrows. What I thought was I graduated high school and I put in all the work. My expectations led me to think that I was entitled. I thought that my previously accomplishments and accolades were good enough, but the truth is I completely forgot what it took to get me there. The truth is, everything in our lives adds up to today. I didn't know that what I was at the moment was only good enough, but I learned that what I did yesterday cannot get me to tomorrow. No one in this room was given a graduation. Every single one of you earned it, and you deserve it. The key word is, you earned it. Every single one of you earned it. From here on out, your success will be determined by the work and the effort that you pour into it, as you know. You won't always get what you want, but everything that you get, you will deserve. Today, you turn the page, you finish this chapter. As you start the next chapter of your life, you have a blank slate. So my question to you is, what will life look like? What do you want life to look like? Some of you may know what the next 80 years will look like, and some of you may have no idea what you're going to do the next week. And both places are exciting. You don't always need the perfect plan to create your greatness. I mean, you look at the X-ray machine, microwave, Coca-Cola, and one of my personal favorite chocolate chip cookies. These were all created by mistake on accident. The people who created these meant to invent something completely different, but the thing is, they had a plan. All of you have the capabilities to do the same thing, not just professionally, but in all of your life. You had an internship? Okay, great. What's the ideal job look like? You have a vision for a family? Okay, what does that look like? You want a house? Where? What city? Where will you live? You want to make a certain amount of money? Be specific. How much? As Maya Angelou once put it, ask for what you want and be prepared to get it. The life you experience will be based on the visions you create in your mind, and you know what? Sometimes you might even have to fake it until you make it. When I was a kid, all I wanted was a scholarship and to become a professional athlete. And when I was in high school, someone once told me I had to visit my dreams in order for them to become a reality. They said, Thomas, You need to visit places you want to be, even though you might not be there yet. So my junior year in high school, I began collecting anything that had to do with college. I collected newspaper clippings, magazine articles, and anything else that had a college logo on it. Everything that I collected, I pinned up on my bedroom wall. I had stuff from USC, obviously, Notre Dame, UCLA, and a whole bunch of other schools. And each night I would go to sleep looking at the things on my wall, but before I fell asleep, I would envision what it would be like to walk on that campus, what it would be like to play a football game for that football team, and what would it look like on graduation day as I crossed the stage. Then one day, out of the middle of nowhere, I received a letter from a college, and then another one, and then another one, until finally I collected 10 letters from schools expressing the interest for me to play at their school. And at that moment is when I took down the things that I used to have on my wall and I started to replace them with my own personal letters. After doing that for 2 years, I collected over 400 college letters and was able to fill my entire room. And I started doing this in the year 2000, but here's the key. It wasn't until 2003 until I walked onto USC's campus, played in my first football game, and then 5 years later became the first person in my family to graduate college. I believe the only reason that this happened was because I was able to see my place, see myself in the place I wanted to be long before I ever was. Every single one of you has the desire to pursue your own personal greatness and to live the life of your dreams. The question is, what are you going to do with all of that desire? I encourage you to go into your future. Not a future of limited thinking, but one that gets your soul jumping and spirit on fire. There's an old saying, and some of you in this room might know it, and it goes, much is given, much is required. You have been given permission, education, and direction. You have it all. And right now you have 80% of what it takes to live the life of your dreams, but the other 20% is going to come down to execution. Are you courageous enough to do what it takes? Not only are you courageous enough to execute, but are you courageous enough to push through the adversity times when it's staring you in the face, trying to get you to stop and tells you that you can't do it? If I were to answer this for you, my answer would be yes. Yes, you are courageous. Yes, you have the perseverance to accomplish everything that you want to. Not just here at Year Up, but for all aspects of your life. Remember what you have done to get this far. And your answer will also be, yes, I can, I will, and just like today, yes, I did. You were specifically made to live the life that you desire. I will repeat that. Every single one of you were specifically made to live the life that you desire. But it's going to take the same amount of work that got you to this point to propel you into the next aspect and chapter of your life. Class 2, congratulations on completing this amazing accomplishment. But I encourage you to hold on to this feeling as a reminder that this is just the beginning of your successful life. Congratulations and thank you very much.